LLC. We started off at 7 o'clock in the morning, showing you how our technology reacts. And then we came back in and did another video at around 12 o'clock noon. And now we're at 4 o'clock in the evening. So I told you that I'm able to keep my projector on all day due to the fact that our screens have incredible ambient light rejection technology. And again, it doesn't require expensive projectors. So for projector behind me, it's my Chrissy LW505. Screen friend, if you don't get out of that window, let me tell you one more time about that window. He's been in the window all day. Skedaddle. It's my cat getting in trouble. So we got the Chrissy LW505 projector, full 1080p projector, 5,000 lumens, and my price tag for that projector, as I said many times before, $500. That's it. My screen size is 150 inches, 16:9, which if you see the tape around, I'm going to be expanding my screen size to a much bigger size for the Optima P2 when we get ready to get it set up in here. All right, let's do something besides fish. Let's go switch over to TCL 4K demonstrations. It should just respond by, oh, wrong remote control. Anyways, how it's not to have like 8 or 9 fire sticks in one section. TCL 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
So today I'm going to be getting ready to do a video to paint out my ceiling. I got permission to do the ceiling, which I can't wait. They want me to keep it in there too, which is pretty interesting. Hope they know that comes out of my rent because I'm not giving that for free. So as you can see, at 4 o'clock in the evening, I can still use my screen with no problem whatsoever. I don't have to worry about being stuck in dark environments, calibrated projectors, overpriced projectors, none of that nonsense. And my screen can pull a 100% black level. Nice bright colors, as it should, as we test all our technology under heavy white levels to make sure our screens are producing bright enough levels. If the screen came out too dark, well, I wouldn't be to run it like I'm running it now. I'm doing a demonstration that you will never see anybody ever do because, again, they have to, what do you call it? They have rehearsed environments. These are environments that are set up to make the screen look good. As you can see, we don't change anything in the environment. I'll show you what's going on behind me. Plenty of light pushing in. I like to do these demonstrations on big boy screens. And the reason why is because I said, the 100-inch screen is a very easy screen that mainly is used in demonstrations because they can compress the pixels, smaller image, and this way they can try to produce in a much more brighter environment, which as you've seen in the demonstrations, there's no way they're matching our demonstrations. Mind you, been up in the morning, afternoon, and evening. This is what I see every day. So how do you have these products that are supposed to be lighter screen paints able to produce higher white levels, and yet they're stuck in the dark all day? They can't even begin to do this. When I get time, I'm going to pick me up another cell phone. This is going to be connected to no numbers, and I'm going to set it up, and we're going to do a recording from the morning I wake up. It's going to stay on live from the morning when I wake up all day. So that way I can keep this phone for work, And the other one is going to have for recording. That'll be the first of its kind. To be able to show a screen in live from the day I get up until I go to sleep. That's going to be one long video. And if I want to make it brutal, I can just show nothing but star fields, which we know that's where they can't go. There's a lot of places they can't go. So as you can see, that's what I'm talking about, fake environments. Anytime I watch projection setups, it's always fake environments. Your environment should never, number one, if you're using ultra short though, your environment should never be that dark, ever. If you're in an environment with little bits of light, Christmas tree lights behind the back of your screen, trying to give out the illusion that the environment's well lit, but the corners are very dark, that's a failed demonstration. And half the way the people, I've seen people review these ultra short throw projectors, that this is how the companies were doing, they'd be broke. Nobody would touch that thing with a 10-foot pole. When you tell me TV-like style environment, this is how the environment's supposed to be. And one thing I see too when I watch these environments, how much you want to bet these environments don't look this way 24/7? How much you want to bet the lights go on, area's nice and bright, and that screen is never fired up until it's dark? I see a lot of fake environments. Want to come over here? Your window again and your inspection. Get your security checkpoint. Here you go. There's your window. Open up. Get your security checkpoints. You gotta be near the window all the time. You know, it's interesting. When I get that, the excuses, we get lots of excuses on our demonstrations. When we hear, oh, it's got to be a camera setting. Well, here, I got one for you. I'm going to do a Starfield demonstration tomorrow. I'm going to put a challenge next to it. Now, if the contrast we're pulling is fake and not real, and all the demonstrations we're doing, you wouldn't mind mimicking my exact same demonstration exactly the way I do it in the video. We've still been asking for that for the longest time. And we get the same excuses. Basically a bunch of middle fingers or a bunch of emojis. That's basically all we get. But like I said, if the demonstrations are so easy to do, mimic them. Do the exact same thing. That's all you would have to do. So I would do a color pattern demonstration. I would do a white level demonstration, and then I'll do a black star field. And you would have to do that on your screen in a fully lit environment where you don't have 21 feet Well, whatever you can do when you hit the windows, you got to be that far back. Ultra short throws are not allowed. That whole distance thing, I like the whole distance. You know, basically, when you use a projector that far back, you know what? They can use ultra short throws. I don't care. And if they need them, let them have them. We don't require it. I'm gonna come here and do it 1,000 lumen next. Actually, I got a 1,500 lumen projector. I told you I got this. I'm gonna buy a projector for $50. That's all I can spend. It's $50. I can find one for $50. Set it up in here, and boom, this thing's gonna pop on. That's what I always ask. If my demonstrations are so easy, then do my demonstrations. But they can't. You know why? Because the gray screen, the minute you turn the lights on, automatic washout right from the door. It wouldn't survive in this environment. Can't pick up. So I don't know how you're going to copy what we do if your screen doesn't pick up in the environment that we sit in. Because this is ambient light rejection technology. Now pretty soon, I got permission that I can paint my ceiling. I was just talking about that yesterday. I would love to be to paint the ceiling in there because I want to be to display my images off the ceiling. And the lights in that ceiling are far brighter than the one that I had in the other house, which I'm curious to see how the ambient light rejection technology is going to advance in an environment where I got this huge LED light in the middle of my ceiling. Besides, it will look cool for the room. Wrap around 235.1 screens, portrait mode setup. And then on top of that, a ceiling coated black to be to produce the stars in the universe. Oh, that's gonna be sick. I'm actually gonna repaint the room. I don't like the color in there. It's not gonna work for what I'm designing. So I need for whatever's left, because most of it's gonna be coated in that black technology, I need the rest of it coated in bone white. I wanna reflect as much light as possible. Well, you guys are checking it out. I'm gonna look at this real quick. If I paint the wall more bone white, that means I gotta paint the trim, and I hate painting trim, so I am not doing the walls. The walls are light gray, so I'll take that. But it's ceiling and the wraparound screen, definitely it's gonna be done. So all I gotta do now is just map out the ceiling.
You tell me, how sexy are those elbows? Wakanda Forever is now streaming. Only on Disney Plus.
So I want to get ready these blinds. These blinds, I don't like them. We used to have the curtains, so much more light pushes in. So we're going to be changing that out soon. Because that's driving me a little nuts. Let's see. When you do blinds, you're supposed to see objects on the other side. That shows that the blinds are flat. See, look. I want to make sure I'm recording my neighbors over there, but see how they're flat? That's how they're supposed to be. What I see in a lot of demonstrations, I see the blinds on slants. They give you the illusion that there's light pushing through, but it's not. It's being redirected downward. Same thing if you have blinds that are standing upward, they'll basically slant them a little bit this way, so that when the light hits it, it's hitting this side right here. I know all those little tricks. That makes me happy. I hate blinds. But I want my windows open because people are looking into my place. But here you go. There you go. Not supposed to have furniture and stuff laying against your windows like that. That's not supposed to be done that way. If you're going to call yourself having ambient light projection technology, there need to be lights coming from the windows. Having furniture, bookcases, and lamps and stuff laying all over. No, don't do that. That's a fail. The same technology that we can stick on a 127 inch and sit it in a bay of windows with an overhead hanging light with no problem. It's interesting because my apartment setup's a little bit like some of the apartments I've seen. But except for the difference between mine is I'm 21 feet back and 150 inch screen, and on top of that I have 10 times more light. And if you notice, I have light pouring through my windows. The Victorian home. I'm purchasing one of those. Definitely gonna get me one of those babies. Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
You can't do this on your projection setup. You claim you have a projector with all this insane contrast. I'm talking about anybody. You don't have contrast. You do not have ambient light projection. Gray and white screens do not have ambient light projection. In my environment, look how much light we have pushing through my windows. I don't see many of them recording them. See how well lit we are? Nice and bright. There's no dark corners, no dark spots, nothing. Naysayers, if you can't do this demonstration, then guess what that means? That means you have an outdated screen. And we know you can't do it. I've been all over YouTube. I've hunted videos down. You don't have any demonstrations. Same dark environments as always. Even with these $5,000, $4,000 to $2,500 thick knockoff projectors, they can't even produce in fully lit environments. I think that one company was talking about how the lights were so far up. Oh, it's just so much light, 21 feet from the freaking screen, and it's blinding our screens. Are you kidding me? You would never survive in this environment if that's the case. Oh, I forgot to get my batteries for my, I need to get my batteries for my unit. Yeah, for my meter system. Alexis, what time is it?
The time is 4:33 p.m.
So 4:33 p.m. I can have all my windows open. I can see a 100% contrast level. I can also pick up all my nice bright colors. 4K visual color display.
Getting that from YouTube.
Noosa, full-on tasty yogurt.
She's here. She's a human lie detector. She thinks something's up.
Reason why a gray screen can't see this. Number one, you won't pick up the color. Your screen will wash away too fast. Contrast level in the background, you will never pick that up. You'll never see it. The white screen definitely is not picking up anything at all, period. I don't care how much money you spend for your projector. You won't be able to see it at all. Oh, he's having a frenzy out there. Look at all the leaves blowing around. That's why he had to be near the window. Boy, he is losing his mind out there. There's so many leaves in so many directions. That's right, we never had a bunch of leaves blowing around because we're in the driveway, that's why. He's really getting a kick out of that. All right, Taco, you can have the window open all day for you until it gets dark out there. You're having a ball out there. Look at this, he just moving back and forth. Like, wow, look at all this. I'm gonna show you something real quick. To lift the window up because the blinds are in the way. I hate freaking blinds. Let me show you something pretty cool. I live out in the country, like almost like in the country. I'm gonna give you some more window space for a minute. Yeah, you good, you good, you good. Let me show you something. Right. Should be able to see it now. See that back there? See there's no buildings, nothing at all? That's all country land out there. That's all the way around. Nothing but land. I found that kind of interesting because I come from where I'm at in the city. You know, you don't see that. You see nothing but concrete buildings. And more concrete buildings and more concrete buildings and flat houses and more buildings and flat houses. You don't just see acres and acres and acres and acres and acres of land. A little farther up, I can hit mountains. A little couple more miles in, I hit mountains. That's all a hunting area. Yes, Mr. Bird has a hunting license, and I carry an MK-12. I plan to be out there sooner or later. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Enjoy your scenery. Yep, I have family members who hunt. So that's where I plan to be at this winter. Well, actually, almost near the end of this winter. A little bit of summer, too. That's the first thing I saw when I came up here. I was like, oh, shoot. Y'all hunt up here? What y'all hunting up here? Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's get off that topic. I just like the fact that we're seeing that. We got our roaring fire over here. Just want to get some marshmallows. I'm gonna order some marshmallows on Amazon. Oh, the weather outside. Do-do. Do-do, 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 do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Let me stop reading that because it actually will snow. It's cold enough there to snow outside right now. Now you've seen the demonstration. We have a technology that can produce beautiful colors and all this light. But yet when we watch these demonstrations with gray and white screens, the only way they can do this is they have to be in a dark environment. Pretty much you probably wouldn't be able to see my projector sitting right there. And we can produce 100% contrast, something they can never do. I don't know why they keep skipping the contrast. Why? Why did they skip it? Oh, I can't see it, that's what. Gotta show that contrast level. And this is why you do not paint your screen with the gray screen paint product. This is why you don't use a white screen. Well, white screen is fantastic to have and we coat it with our technology at the end of the day. That's the best thing about the white screens. Literally, they didn't exist and I had to spend the money for a very overpriced, expensive screen in order to paint it with our technology. Yeah, that would hurt a bit. The screen literally costs more than our paint. How does that work? So the biggest lie you're going to tell yourself when you buy your projector, and you buy one with all the perfect bells and whistles, you're really going to believe, well, actually really going to think you're going to believe that that projector is going to be able to produce that image right onto the screen with no problem. That is not going to happen. Not here, not there, not here, not there. TV projector, when it came out, when it was in its prime, you're always tripping over your toys. When it came out in its prime, at that particular time, it had a whopping 3,000 to 1 contrast. That was considered to be quite impressive at that particular time. So that's a venue high-powered projector at 5,000 whopping lumens. And at that particular time, in its heyday, it was considered to be a monster in its field. So everybody who bought that projector, or companies who bought that projector, really thought they were going to see all that bells and whistles on the white screen, because that's what they sell it to you like. You know, it's got 5,000 lumens. You're going to be able to pick up on the screen with no problem whatsoever. It has 4,000 to 3,001 contrast. Your black levels are going to be heavier, and da 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 da. Yeah, your projector is useless. That's why I tried to been telling y'all for years. Your projector's absolutely useless unless you can spend the money for a proper screen. That's the only way you're going to be able to see what your projector can do. And even gunmetal technology, we can take that out with no problem. Under this technology with no problem. And even for those who spent all that money, at the end of the day, you still can't see what your projector is designed to do. Picking up color. Picking up contrast. Nope. Red screen. Let's see if we have to calibrate on the white screen versus our technology. Well, let's see. Well, 5,000 lumens, 1920 by 1200, a WXGA. Christie projector on a white screen would have to be calibrated. We definitely couldn't use it in this kind of lighting because it's just too much light in here. So they would have to darken the environment. Can you imagine? Darken the environment on a projector at 5,000 lumens? That's a lot of power for a machine. And you have to darken the environment because there's an issue with the screen pulling up? That's never good. That's never good. How do you fix that problem? I'm not here in this business to insult your intelligence. If you feel that that's how I'm speaking to you, I'm in this business to wake you up so you can understand exactly what you are buying at the end of the day. It's not just to purchase our product. You can purchase whatever you want in the day. I really don't care. But it's to wake you up. I see a lot of you when I go on YouTube displaying your screens on these white projection screens, and you really think at the end of the day you are seeing color. But yet you're stuck in these dark environments. The ultra short throw projectors have the biggest wake-up call because your setups are literally designed to act like a TV. So let me tell you something. You buy a TV, take it out of the box, turn your lights out, and the color fades on it. Washes out on you. That's unheard of, right? Like I said, that sounds pretty stupid, doesn't it? Who ever heard of a TV washing out when you turn the lights on? Well, if this technology, if they claim these projectors, they keep making these more and more advanced projectors and some of these crappy projectors, and they claim that you can use it in a fully lit environment with the lights on like a TV, how's it going to work if you guys are sitting in the dark? Can't get up here and set it's hot. Way too hot for that. So no matter where I stick that white sheet of paper at, whether it be on that corner, over here, it can't see the projector. The projector can't see it. Blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
So if you can't pick up red here, That means you can't pick up red, blue, in anything that you're watching. That's why I show you these solid colors so that you can understand this is what your color comes up on when you're watching movies or sports or whatever. This is how it projects. Purple screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Run a commercial, that'd be nice. There you go. 8K desired nature.
Getting that from YouTube.
Now, if you think a gray screen is going to fix that problem, it's not going to fix the problem. It'll give you a slight little hiccup, that's it. But you're still going to have to be in a dark environment. If that was the case, I would see demonstrations all day long on gray screens showing contrast levels in fully lit environments, which you never ever see. I've just seen with the customer, with a 200-inch screen on a 4K projector that was calibrated, you couldn't even watch a soccer game. You open up one window, the whole screen just washes right on out. So he spent all that money for that machine that's designed to pull incredible color. He couldn't even see it. That's why I told you gray screens don't work. Now you got people out there saying that, well, we could do the same thing. Well, you can do the same thing. You got to drop 8 years back. In order to take my reputation at the end of the day, in order to do what I do at the end of the day, you're going to have to repeat what I do every single day. I got over 7,000 test videos on YouTube. Before you can lay claim to what I do, you're going to have to do exactly what I do. And sure enough, if you have a product, I will bring it down here for proper testing. If you have not been testing it, you don't like the testing I put screens through, it's brutal. So I guarantee if you're in the dark, poorly lit environment, and you're trying to do the same thing I'm doing, no. I have over 40 demonstrations on black versus black on everything you could possibly think of. I actually painted black screens into my screen live on camera. Can you do that without it matching or having any issues? You can't, because at the end of the day, here's the problem. It's the confidence level. You don't know whether the screen's going to fail or not. You know how much heart it takes and confidence to literally take black paint and paint that into a screen in live? You have to know your product pretty well to do that. So you wouldn't attempt it, because the failure would be extremely horrible. So until you do those demonstrations, you don't have my product. Get back with me in 8 years and maybe you have something. It takes a long time to understand black technology. Now, let's get back to the customers. We want a good quality product without basically getting a screen that's going to wash out every time you want to watch the game, or basically you have to spend money for high-powered, expensive projectors, expensive screens, calibrate. They don't want to go through that crap. Customers, what they want at the end of the day, they want a screen they can apply down with no problem whatsoever. It's got to be easy, it's got to be fast, can't be no complicated instructions. They don't want to sit there fiddling around with their projector trying to figure out how to calibrate the color so the screen will look correctly, and they do not want to turn the living rooms into bat caves. I personally don't want to do that myself.
Introducing the new and improved taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero. Never
They don't want to
tasted
darken
so
their
good.
curtains. They don't want any of that stuff. So those of you who keep doing these demonstrations on these really dark, poorly lit environments, let me give you a heads up. Customers don't want that. They do not want to be stuck in the dark 24/7. Now, in dedicated theater rooms, yeah, but even in dedicated theater rooms, a gray screen can't see contrast. We've done this. Oh, I got to load all those demonstrations up. Yeah, we're going to have to put a giant, huge, massive page on our page and the other page showing that off, because we did so many demonstrations in the dedicated theater rooms, so many demonstrations. It's not even funny. So we need to start posting all those up. Told you, I'm going to hire somebody pretty soon. He's going to take all over 7,000 test demonstrations we have on our page, and he's going to load them into one site. Massive, huge archives of all our tests. And I'm going to put the title of that website, it's going to be Challenge Us. if you feel that you basically are on our level, then you wouldn't mind surpassing all our test demonstrations. That's over 7,000 demonstrations. Go look at my channel. Go see how many videos I've uploaded. It's up there. I'm planning to reach 10,000. 10,000 tests. Doing your patrol while up in the window. He's in the window doing patrol right now. So what it comes down to, I can be up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I can be here at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, or I can be 4 o'clock in the evening, and I can walk back and forth all day long and watch my screen. My environments are not fake, which I've seen a lot of demonstrations. I guarantee you those environments are not dark like that 24/7. They're very well lit environments. The only problem is they can't show you the screen in the environment, which the environment really looks like, because again, the screen's going to wash out. Opening up a door. That's one of the fakest ambient lighting demonstrations I've ever seen. Open up a door. The door doesn't even make, you know what I'm talking about. The door doesn't even make contact with the screen at all, period. That environment is completely dark in that pocket. You see my pocket right here? I'm talking to one person right now I'm talking to. You see my pocket right here? You see the size of my screen? I'm not shrunk at 100 inches. I could have shrunk this at 100 inches and just compressed all my pixels in this 100 inch. For what? Where's the challenge at? I got my screen touching almost near the ceiling. So that light can make contact directly with that screen. And if you're saying, well, you got 5,000 lumens, your screen doesn't pick up on 5,000 lumens. My walls are the same color as your screen paint, literally right there. They don't pick up at all, period. I don't care if we use ultra short throw or whatever we use at the end of the day. It's not going to pick up on the wall. It won't pick it up. And if you ever want to test that theory by saying, hey, it's not the same thing, I'll go buy your stuff right now. I forgot I can't. The order's going to get canceled out. I'll get somebody else to buy it. That's what I got to do. Because we'll never get it here. It'll get canceled out. So even in a house, my product's better. And even in an apartment, my stuff is better. There is no way in the world your apartment's that dark. That is virtually impossible. I'm sorry, I just got to address one person. Because now I got an apartment. And it's kind of like almost like the same setup, except for my place is a little bigger. But still, 150-inch screen, windows open. Are you kidding me? I'm not even using ultra short throw. I'm at 21 feet from my screen on a much older projector with a much lower contrast level and color capability. You mean to tell me you can't get that thing to pull at 2 million to 1? Are you kidding me? Stop pointing at the doors. I hate that so much. One of the things I hated in demonstrations where you watch people with delivery just point into the next room. Like the next room would have nothing to do with where the screen was at. But they had a habit of taking the camera and pointing it into the next room as if the light in the next room was going to conflict with the screen right over here. Oh, so light's just going to... No. I used to hate that nonsense. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in demonstrations. Now you got somebody opening up a door. The window light had door has no connection with the screen. Now the demonstration I did with 106-inch with the screen actually sitting in the doorway on 1,000 lumens. That's how you do it. That's like me going into the next room and taking the camera back there and saying, see the light we have in here? That's making contact. Please stop that. No, that's just stupid. Lights make contact with the screen because I can turn my lights out and my kitchen lights will basically show that they make contact with the screen. See? So I can't express that enough. What excuses we have enough. So at 21 feet, if we can knock this out, heck, I can knock this out at 21 feet at 3,000. I can knock it at 21 feet, excuse me, at 1,000 lumens. Easily. 3,000 lumens right up on top of the screen. That is such a cakewalk, it's not even funny. That's why I'm doing this massive screen size. That's what the tape out for. That's the size screen I'm gonna put on my P2. And the reason why we have to worry about the image deteriorating, which does on white and gray screens, because again, you're talking about a screen at even at 100 inches, it's going to have an extremely difficult time pulling contrast and color in a fully lit environment at 100 inches. At 150 inch, this is a screen now it's going to take in 10 times more light. It's a bigger target for ambient light, which is going to have an extremely difficult time pulling up, as you notice with the white screens. So that's why they can't do them in fully lit environments. Whew, man. I would like to paint this wall bone white, but you won't even see the wall when we get done with it. This wall is going to be solid black. And then my stand's going to come from here, all the way from here. It's going to levitate up. All right, so let's see what's going on next. And this is what we're going to be doing next. So I got all my stuff centered in the middle of the floor right now because we're going to be doing the ceiling. These are the screens I'm putting in. So my screen, we got to do some putty work in here too. My screen wraps all the way around. These are 235.1 at 168 inches. They're going to be joined together. So we're going to do some blending to basically blend the screens together. And then we're going to do basically separation. We're going to do 235 over here separately, here and here. I'm going to have two projectors behind me, which will give me a portrait mode at between 60 to 70 inches. I should be able to get from here and here to the portrait mode for the projectors behind me. These are going to be ultra short throws for the floor. The ultra short throws will give me the option of 235.1, 16.9 and 16.10, 4.3. 4.3 we're going to be using for our RetroPie setup, because I'm just been doing some RetroPie in here. And it's going to be set up for 16.9 for the PS4. PS5 will be out there. So we're going to do a multiple screen setup. But now, since I got permission, we're doing the ceiling. Yeah. So here's the funny thing about it. So owner was there today, which is interesting. God works everything out. Owner was there today. Went in and he saw the demonstrations of the ceiling. He said, okay, so here's the deal. If you do it, can you keep it there? They don't want us to paint over top of it. They want to keep it there. Now, if I'm doing this, then that means you got to deduct this out of my rent. Because again, I'm not giving you anything for free. This is business at the end of the day. I pay you guys rent. You want a free ceiling display up there, then you're going to have to pay me some money for that. So yeah, that's how that works. Now they can give me money, but I don't want the money. I want to deduct it out of my rent, which would be nice. That'd be nice. That'd be better. My rent's not much here, but hey, whatever it is, whatever it is. Now that's something they would give you money for and pay you for. If you have that kind of skill level that you can show them that it's worth them having you paint screens in their place. Because again, if they're selling an apartment or if they're renting an apartment, the last thing they want their tenants to be is to be in the dark 24/7. If you paint one of these on the wall and they're renting out the place, oh, it comes with a theater screen and stuff like that. My customer's going to watch movies and stuff like that. That's in their living room. Their living room's going to have to be in the dark 24/7. So I'm fear the screen's going to wash out if any light hits it. Yeah, you have to be to show that it's worth their time to paint that thing in there to begin with. So we're going to do the ceiling. Ceiling should be fun. This should be fast and easy. We don't have any of that kind of that weird protective coat. These walls right here have a childproof coating on them. So that's that really I had that problem in the other house, which that's kind of protective coating. It's kind of a gloss or something on it. So basically, I'm gonna have to prime the surface. Usually, I never have to do that, but I'm gonna have to do it with this because I'll be doing multiple coats here all day. I'm not doing multiple coats. One coat and we're done. So we're gonna prime that and be done with it. The ceiling, I doubt has it. I don't know why anybody would have that to the ceiling to begin with. It's downright stupid. But anyway, I don't have much to tape up in here because we have this already done here. And all we have to do is finish my stand around that part and that part from here. That's it. And I can get ready to get the process done. Ceiling's gonna be painted first, screen last, because if you paint the ceiling screen first, the ceiling, you run the risk of getting splatter marks all over your screen from the other one. It's only two different forms. So I'm gonna do a projector map out in here, and for the ceiling, once we get it taped off. So that'll be for the next demonstration. Prepping for the ceiling. That's gonna be next. Whew. You know, both of my projectors in here are gonna cost me both together around $2,600 or $1,300 a piece. That's it. I have to pay the money $1,300 a piece for those projectors because they're ultra short throw. The ViewSonics and they do 235.1. If I could get it for cheaper, I would, but I can't. So that's what we're going to be paying for. All right, people. Well, we're done here. Got a chance to watch the screen, 4 o'clock in the evening. As I said before, I can walk around my environment. Nothing changes. And I'm able to produce my screen with no problem whatsoever. And this is how your projection screen should be reacting. It's a shame, like I said, the customer whose screen who washed out that badly. I couldn't imagine how he was trying to justify that. But he knew with that machine that he purchased, that screen should have never looked like that to begin with. But some people, at the end of the day, it's a normal. They really believe that a screen is really supposed to look that way. Just like when you watch that show, the electronic show, I forgot the name of that projector, and the screen was washed out horribly. And they were like, oh, it looks fantastic. Because to them, if they can still see an image and a fully lit environment, it ain't got to be great, ain't got to be fantastic, but they feel that they can see something, it's considered to be passable. And the sad thing about it is the people who make screen paints and projection screens go by those rules. It's passable, not by me. I couldn't have that in my house. If that was the case and I had to deal with that nonsense, I'd just go buy myself an OLED TV and be done with it. All right, well, with that being said, gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless.